This video will describe the ontology. The ontology is where we store all of the concepts that are used in our source texts. We come here by clicking on Ontology and Lexicon Ontology, and we'll choose events, in other words, verbs. So here are all the verbs that we use in the source texts. There are quite a few. At this screen we see all the verbs. Over here are the target language verbs. And we can link the source verbs to the target language verbs. We generally do the linkings at a different screen, but we can also do them here. For example, accept sensei is linked to the target word accept. We're looking at an English database right now. If we want to link this word to a target word, we can click on it, and we see that its mapping cell becomes black. If we want to delink this word, we'll click on that word, and now the mapping cell is empty. If we want to link it to a target language word, we can click on that word. We can link it to as many target language words as we want. The software will always use the first one unless you provide a rule that tells it to use one of the others. But you can link each source concept to multiple target language words. I want to get rid of those. So accept is linked to just the word accept in English. When we're done, we click on the concept again. Here we see colors. In the senses column, we see the colors. The yellow words are used, we call those semantic molecules. They're semantically simple, and we use them throughout the source text. The complex words, highlighted in purple, will only be used if your target language has a good lexical equivalent, which you will have at another dialogue. You'll specify those words. So we generally use the ones that are yellow, but we can use the purple ones if your target language has an equivalent. And I'd like to look at some of these. For example, ask since A. We have all the way through ask since F. Ask since A is when we ask someone a question. For example, Steve asked Mary a question. Ask since B, to request something from someone. For example, John asked Mary for some bread. Ask since C is to ask someone to do something. Mary asked John to read a book. Ask since D is to ask someone about something. John asked Mary about the problem. Ask since E is used to ask someone a question with direct speech. John asked Mary, "Why did you read that book?" Ask since F is used to ask someone a question using indirect speech. John asked Mary if she went to the library. Here you can see the argument structure. If you rest your cursor, there'll be a pop-up. So ask since F has an obligatory agent noun phrase, an obligatory patient noun phrase, and an obligatory patient proposition. And you can see each of those examples in the pop-up down below. For example, Genesis 24, verse 57. The sentence is, the mother asked Rebecca if she wants to leave now. So the agent is mother, the patient is Rebecca, and then we have that patient proposition. We can also, here we can enter new target stems. I don't want to enter a new one here. There will be a separate video about entering a set of target stems. Up here we can look at a lexical subset of the text. For example, suppose we want to see the source concepts that are used in Ruth chapter 1. So we can say Ruth chapter 1. So now it gathers all of the concepts. These are all the verbs that are used in Ruth chapter 1. If you want to see the entire set of verbs again, you say entire ontology and click OK. We have the standard 8 syntactic categories. Right now we happen to be looking at the events, in other words the verbs. There will be a separate video for the setup dialog. We can export the concepts to a text file. We won't do that now. We can also add new source concepts. Just click here and enter a new source concept. And the concepts that you enter will be in a special category. They won't be used in the source texts, but you can use them in your grammar rules. You can say, look at a subset of the concepts. For that, let's go to the adjectives. Those are a bit more interesting. Each syntactic category has their own set of subsets. If we want to see all the ordinal numbers, we say OK. So there are the ordinal numbers that we've used in the source texts for the books of the Bible that we've analyzed so far. If you want to see all of your subsets again, all of your concepts again, don't select any of these and click OK, and you'll see the entire list. You can also scroll. This is a drop-down with the alphabet, so you can see the different concepts. We have here what we call a hierarchy. This hasn't proven helpful, but the concepts have been put into this hierarchy. But that's not used, so we generally stay at the list.